Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to talk about One Piece 1063, entitled The Only Family I've Got. Now, the cover page. We see our boy Cracker hanging out on the ground, all frozen. And of course, Brulee's just there crying her eyes out. So, if you want to know who we think did it, you can check out the previous video, but this cover page is just heating up week after week, man. Moving beyond the cover page, the chapter mainly has two parts. We get the first part with Luffy's group, and the second half is Law and Blackbeard, so let's get into it. So Luffy and his group have eaten their fill, and they've clearly gained some weight. And Vegapunk 5 comments on this, and Jinbei says, "Mine was always like that." So typical One Piece stuff, they find a clothes machine, and of course, they get fitted with some nice outfits. Luffy has on a nice coat with some futuristic looking boots and everything. And Bonnie gets a very feminine looking version of that. Of course, our boy Jinbei is repping the big guys in Hawaiian shirts. So Vegapunk leaves, and then we see a bunch of different looking citizens appear. Apparently they're the citizens, lab research assistants, stuff like that. I think it's safe to say they're not all human. Some definitely looks like robots, some might be hybrids. Some might be of a different race, we'll see. So Bonnie's about to leave because she wants to go deal with Vegapunk, of course. And then we see a police Kuma show up, which we all know by now, it's gotta be a pacifista. So of course, the Straw Hats aren't panicked, they've dealt with this many times before. And Luffy's here flexing his future sight, which is nice to see. So the robot accuses them of theft of clothes and food, and they're like, this wasn't free? So Luffy's predicting move for move, and he fires off a laser beam. So Luffy prepares to counterattack. And just like she did to Zoro back on Sabaody, Bonnie steps in and stops Luffy. So Luffy's annoyed because he's like, hey, this guy's trying to attack us, I've gotta hit him. Then she reveals it to everyone that Kuma is her dad. But of course, this isn't the real Kuma, so we have a problem. So the pacifista is charging up another attack, and Bonnie's having a really emotional moment, but the pacifista doesn't care, so Luffy steps in, saves her just in time from a humongous explosion. Now, I might be wrong here, but I don't think the pacifista's pre-time skip could do that. That blast was shaking the seas off Egghead Island. Then we cut away to a random sea in the New World. We see a submarine, then we see a certain person laughing. You know who it is, it's the big boy Blackbeard. And he's pulling up on everybody's favorite Surgeon of Death. Oh yeah, we see the hat, it's Law. Or is it? What the hell is Oda up to, man? Now, I've seen the action figures over the years, but Oda really did this for the fans. Immediately I think of Ivankov, but Ivankov is still alive. So Blackbeard is attacking Law, and Law is trying to get away, but it's not happening. And for those few Law haters out there, Law is not Luffy or Kid. He's always gonna do the practical thing, like what makes the most sense. He's not gonna just charge in head first without a plan. Law needs prep time, he's like Batman. So the ailment is spreading, and a few of his crewmates are also turning into women. And then Law remembers what he learned in Wano. If you remember on the roof, Kid asked him why he couldn't move Big Mom or Kaido downstairs to separate them. And he was like, that's not happening, their haki is too strong. So he takes that principle and applies it to himself and does a burst of haki, and it undoes whatever is happening to him. We could start a whole debate about which devil fruit powers you can cancel out by doing that or which ones you can't, but that's for another video. So they surface and we see Doc Q on some kind of flying horse. As far as I know, Stronger didn't fly before, but apparently now he does. So it is Stronger, and he has the mythical Horse Zoan fruit model Pegasus. He learned that Doc Q has the Six-Hick fruit, and he's the one who's been attacking Law. When I first saw this panel, I'm like, oh shit, Law is done, man. Like, the whole Blackbeard Pirates pulled up. So Van Augur says he's gonna send Burgess to the island, and it's revealed that he has the Warp fruit, as if he needed another broken ability. Oda's really setting up the Blackbeard Pirates to be some rivals for the Straw Hats. So Law takes his crew to the nearby island, and Burgess is there. So Van Auger's like, whatever you can do, I can do better. Then this guy Burgess lifts a frickin' mountain, and we see that he has the Buff fruit, which I guess gives him super strength. And this guy was already super strong before, if you remember Dressrosa. So it's like they're finding the perfect matches for these guys. So he chucks the mountain at Law's crew, and Law takes care of it with the room. Then we see this guy Blackbeard riding on Doc Q, who's riding on Stronger. What the heck? Law says, what do you want? And he's like, come on, that's no way to treat a fellow worst generation member such as yourself. And we find out that he wasn't hunting Law, It was just Blackbeard being Blackbeard. He was ready for Kid, Law, or Luffy, whichever one of them showed up. And he said with Kaido and Big Mom gone, the world is gonna turn on its head. So I wouldn't take this as confirmation, but it's strongly implied that Kaido and Big Mom are probably dead. So he's after the poneglyph rubbings, and the chapter ends with a nice panel of them squaring off, Law saying winner takes all. You know it's endgame when Blackbeard goes from being in the shadows to just brazen attacks all over the place, cause if Aokiji did take Pudding, you know he's affiliated with Blackbeard, so this guy's hitting all the camps. He's really going for it, and a lot of people think that Blackbeard might become the Pirate King before Luffy. Wait, what am I saying? Not Pirate King, Luffy's our only Pirate King. But they think he'll find the One Piece, at least, before Luffy does. Even Law in the chapter acknowledges that these guys have hunted some powerful devil fruits and their bounties keep going up. At this point in Blackbeard's crew, I think maybe only 2 people might not have a devil fruit, like 2 captains. That would be Vasco Shot and Alvaro Pizarro. But they're ready, man, and if Blackbeard might get another devil fruit, like if he can have 2, why not 3? All that being said, I think the first chance Law gets, he's gone, man. Because there's no way that Blackbeard can lose to Law. Like, just from a story point of view, Blackbeard has to win. And I don't know about you guys, I have zero faith in Law's crew. Like, Beppo has been such a disappointment. I mean, how's Law gonna face 5 of the Blackbeard pirates by himself? Who knows, there might be more on the ship. But yeah, I think Law puts in a good showing, but ultimately he's either defeated by Blackbeard or he runs away. Also, minor observation, but I think Jesus Burgess is wearing something on his face, because if you remember what Sabo did to his face before, that's not nice. Overall, another great chapter. I'm pretty sure none of us were expecting to see Law so soon again. Blackbeard either. Like, whenever Blackbeard's on screen, it's a fun time, so I hope Oda doesn't skip the fight and we get to see what's happening next chapter. Also, I'm not too concerned about Luffy and company. I mean, that's not gonna take them out, but yeah, I want to see the rest of the Straw Hats and more of Vegapunk. So I'll see you guys next time for more One Piece, and like and subscribe if you like the video.